Well, as they usually do, the CrossFit Games has released a couple of announcements or sneak peeks leading up to the games in August. Both of these announcements seem pretty cool in concept. They both seem like maybe they've been executed a little poorly. Let's get into it. Hey, before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you don't miss any content coming out on the channel. So let's get started with the most recent announcement that there's going to be a hero workout performed at the games this year. In his interview with Emily Rolfe, Dave Castro mentioned they're going to be doing the Hero WOD Chad, but with a twist. Those are his words, not mine. Now, if you don't know the details of Chad, it's 1,000 box step-ups for time wearing a rucksack, and it's designed to honor Chad Wilkinson, who was a Navy SEAL who unfortunately took his own life as a result of PTSD suffered while serving. Now, I'd like to start by saying, look, I love the idea of honoring service members. I think that's fantastic, and putting awareness around such an important issue as this is also fantastic. I'm going to drop a link to a charity I work with called Hero WOD. If you're interested in learning more or helping, they're a fantastic organization that help people in similar situations. But all that aside, I genuinely believe this is going to be the most unwatchable CrossFit Games event since the marathon row or maybe even the softball toss. I can't imagine what twist Dave could put on this. Like, no clue what twist you could put on 1,000 box step-ups to make it watchable. I guess we'll find out. And like, Dave's a creative guy, so maybe he can figure it out. But even with a twist, you're still watching a repetitive movement 1,000 times. God forbid if they run this thing in heats. Can you imagine? It's going to be 2 to 3 hours of just watching people up and down and off of boxes. Now, I've done this workout a few times. It's really hard, and it's absolutely a worthy test for games athlete. I'm just not sure it's worthy to watch, so I guess we'll find out. The other announcement that came out, and this was a couple of weeks back, was that there's going to be a Friday Night Lights event at Farmington Field, which is a local football field, kind of around the corner from Dickies Arena. It's also going to be a free event to the general public, so I think that's a really cool idea. And there's a lot to like about this, right? Like, Friday Night Lights sounds super fun, and a community event's even better, considering that the entire vibe around the CrossFit Games is a festival, right? Like, the entire reason to go to the games is to get this festival vibe and this feeling that you can't get anywhere else. And I've felt for a while there's a little bit of a risk of that going away because the entire event's supposed to be indoors. So I like this idea of a festival vibe outdoors. You bring in the general public and we can all get together and celebrate what we love. The problem, however, is that they announced this after selling tickets and they made it free to the general public. So essentially what you did was you devalued the tickets of those who paid early and bought premium seats. Imagine going in early, wanting to spend a significant amount of money to make sure you get a great viewing experience on the sport that you love. You book your hotel, you book your travel, only to find out later that that ticket you bought, guaranteeing that great viewing experience, doesn't apply to all the events. Seems a little bit like a bait and switch to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Friday Night Lights idea. It just should have been shared at the same time tickets went on sale. For me, when I look back on like these two announcements, I think they highlight an ongoing problem within the sport, and I think that's its unwillingness to listen, adapt, and think about the consequences of their actions outside of the games bubble. You know, I've heard a lot of sentiment, particularly around this hero workout, but a lot of it coming from the OG community saying that, hey, you watch the marathon row, you'll watch this too. Or, hey, we're trying to find the fittest on earth, not provide the best viewing experience. And if those things are true, I would tell you, get comfortable with the sport not growing, get comfortable with it losing fans, not gaining them, get comfortable with sponsors leaving, get comfortable with athletes continuing to struggle to make this a career because there's no money in it. The concept that finding the fittest on earth has to be mutually exclusive to an exciting spectator experience blows my mind. And it underscores what both of these announcements truly tell us, which is that either Dave Castro and or the CrossFit Games really don't care about you as a consumer. It's even crazier when you think about it in the view that it was just a few months ago that the company itself was telling us they're raising affiliate fees because they've been breaking even. Kind of makes you wonder how long consumers are going to keep throwing money at something with no guarantee of value or return on their investment.